Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of General Geekery. Brian, and as always, with me is JD,
Hello.
and we are going to do another. This is episode 3 of the opening party for Star Wars figures, which I think has been really fun so far because it's just been opening toys and then talking about the different um, eras of Star Wars that each one comes from.
Hell yeah. I like it. So
So, the first episode, I just kind of picked stuff at random, uh, sort of, sorry, based on like rarity. Uh, Last episode had JD pick. This time, I'm just gonna like reach from the top of the pile.
go for it because you you've found more stuff to open. So
I did. So I've got a lot more stuff to open than I thought I did. Um, and I've got my next batch of shelves up, and I'm not sure there'll be enough room for some of the Star Wars stuff. I thought I was going to have plenty of room for my Star Wars stuff, but I really like how the shelves are coming along.
um you might need to build onto your house to add more shelves at some point.
I'm just going to go around the other wall now.
I mean, once you run out of room there, you can have them take over the laundry room. So
Yeah. All right. First up uh, is this. This thing's old.
oh shit, that goes back to before the acquisition of Star Wars by Disney.
Yeah. Uh,
And
the Star
I
Wars.
was jealous of that set then, and it turns out I'm still jealous of that set.
Yeah. I think they
That
were supposed
is
to do Entertainment Earth or another online retailer. This is the Star Wars Empire #8 comic pack from Dark Horse, and it comes with Cammy.
Cammy and Fixer
Yeah, Cammy and Fixer.
from the. They were specifically focused on in that storyline, but they were completely cut out of A New Hope
Yes.
because what they were supposed to be were two of Luke's friends from where he in the movie he said, "But I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters." Well,
You can waste time with.
Toshi Station is where Fixer and Cammy hung out. There was a game room. We see Toshi Station finally in the Book of Boba Fett, where we also see Fixer and Cammy. That's the only time they've ever been on screen. You can find the deleted scenes on
Yeah.
Disney Plus,
They're
but
on YouTube too. I've seen them on YouTube.
yeah. So I mean, they've never been integrated into the movie, but as far as anybody's concerned, those scenes are still canon because they're so heavily referenced
Yes.
elsewhere in the expanded universe and even in the canon materials. So, because in the novelization of she's got her little pet thing too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, because oh, she looks like Who Stark too.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, in the novelization of Last Jedi, Luke has a vision or a dream where he never left Tatooine and him and Cammy actually got married and stayed, and the Empire just kept on ruling the galaxy. So, uh, Fixer and Cammy are, well, fixtures in Luke's life. Um,
There's Fixer.
oh, sweet. Yeah. He was played by Anthony Forrest, who was cut out as Fixer, but he played the lead stormtrooper that's questioning Luke and Obi-Wan as they go into
Ah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mos Eisley. He's the stormtrooper thing. How
Huh.
long have you had these droids? And
Uh,
that set goes for ridiculous amounts on the secondary market. So, A, it's good you bought it when you did.
yes.
And B, if you ever get tired of having it, send it to me. I want it.
Yeah. No. I I didn't look that up. I was gonna look that one up before I opened it just to see what they were going for, but I know it's in excess of $100.
Yeah, and it's so weird because the toys that were released in that era, they weren't common then, but to look at the secondary market on them now, you would think that they were actually hyper rare, possibly made of precious metals.
Yeah. Yeah, they're super
Um,
expensive. Again, my favorite, one of my favorite eras from Star Wars, The Force Unleashed. There were two Walmart exclusive 3 packs from the 30th anniversary line. So, I mean, that tells you
okay.
how old these are. I think you might have gotten one of these for me. This is the Darth Vader and the Incinerator Trooper set.
I did get one of those for you.
That's what
Um,
I'm not sure that
um,
it's this one or the other one, with the one with Palpatine and the uh Shadow Stormtroopers.
yeah, I don't know either, but I remember buying those because you didn't have them there and I had them here. And I was surprised because the scalpers hadn't gotten them here. And then they canonized the incinerator troopers in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, this is super old.
yeah. So between the Toys R Us sets and the Walmart sets, and even now the Black Series version of Galen Merrick that just came out, they've made a lot of toys based on the Force Unleashed, and you have just about all of them.
All right, he does not want to fucking come out of there. I just pulled his arm off.
Uh, well, I mean,
Oh, he's rubber banded in there. That's why.
I was gonna say, well, it's not like Vader's limbs aren't detachable, anyways.
Right? Kind of thinking the same thing. He's got stupid cut joint elbows. Gotta hate those elbows,
Wow. Now, if that doesn't tell you how old that set is, nothing will.
right?
Uh, the cut joint elbows. I mean, all that kind of articulation. My God, that went away a long time ago. Before the team at Hasbro suddenly realized, hey, wait, those, those ball joints that we use in the other lines, hey, we could use those on Star Wars too.
Yeah, no, they still got the T crotches and Darth Vader's nicely sculpted, that's for sure. It's a nice
Yeah,
Darth Vader.
yeah, it is.
With
Um,
the cut joint elbows and the T crotch. It's just it's the soft goods are nice.
one of my favorite Vader figures is the Ralph McQuarrie version from the anniversary line, and it's got the stupid cut joint elbows. But damn it, that did not decrease my love of that figure.
And that's I was going to mention some of the stuff that I'm not going to open. Uh Anything that I had like doubles of, because back in about that time frame, I was buying like two of everything. So I'd have one to open and one to keep on the card. So I have like doubles of all of the McQuarrie figures. So I'm not going to open those because there's no point in opening them.
Well, and half the coolest thing about that is the McQuarrie art on the card. So,
Yeah.
but things were a lot. The toys were a lot cheaper back then, and a
Yes.
lot more plentiful at the stores. So it a lot easier to get a hold of doubles of things.
Yeah. So there's the incinerator troopers.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right.
But they don't actually include the incinerator gear, right? Like the
Uh-uh.
blow torches and shit. No.
No. Yeah, I hate those cut joint elbows. Yeah, and like I said, I don't know which one you got for me, but I know you got one of them. God, 30th anniversary. Jesus Christ. So yeah, these came out in '07, 2007. Uh,
Wow. Yeah.
that's the Palpatine and the Shadow Stormtrooper set.
Man, that's cool. You know what? I want to say I think that's the set I probably got for you.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking too, but I wasn't 100%.
because I'm just gonna guess because I remember thinking I remember thinking that I should buy a second set. So I had the Shadow Troopers too, but then I didn't, and it's okay.
Well, that's one of the things I was wondering yesterday is because you texted, I sent JD a picture of my shelves, and he's like, "You've got a lot of toys." And it's like, I remember buying pretty much the exact same stuff that you bought at the same time. So
Yeah.
I'm not
The
sure
only
that.
difference is, well, the biggest difference is I opened it back then, and now the biggest difference is I don't have any of that stuff anymore.
What happened to all that stuff?
Well, I've moved houses 3 times since,
Uh,
and things tend to come up with missing when you move, and it gets put somewhere or whatever. And open toys are harder to keep track of when you're packing than toys in the package. And let's see, I lived in a house where a basement flooded.
oh, I forgot about that basement flood.
Yeah, and I lived in a house where there was a geriatric cat, and I
Oh,
had a
yeah.
huge bin of toys that was open, and geriatric cat mistook open bin of toys for litter box.
Yeah.
Oh
That,
shit, yeah. Oh, you're right. They're not all. Oh, I forgot how cool they are because they're not actually just straight up black.
huh.
They're actually like metallic gray.
Yeah, two-tone. They're really cool. I
Oh, that's fucking
hadn't
cool.
really looked closely at these before, but yeah, I
I
did.
actually forgot just how cool those actually are. Okay, I think that confirms that probably is the set I bought for you.
Yeah, I think so.
And I didn't own it, and I'm thinking that maybe that's because there was only the one set, so I got it for you because you're a lot more of an Empire fiend than I am.
Yes.
Me, I like them. Well, I appreciate that stuff for the aesthetic quality, but not the imperial quality necessarily. So, um, but yeah, yep. I had a basement flood in one house, and yeah, the geriatric cat could not. Yeah, mistook the this giant bin. I mean, part of it's my fault because I didn't have the top on in the basement of that house, and it's one of those things where cat pee has a distinctive smell that you can never forget, never get rid of, or frankly, there's not enough bleach to get rid of it. So,
The Palpatine's actually pretty nice too.
oh
Soft
yeah,
Shell Scope Cape is really, really nice on
that
this.
head sculpt is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is. This is a really nice figure, actually. I'm really impressed with that one.
Um, yeah, in the last 10 years, there hasn't been a lot done with Palpatine, but during the prequel era, we got a lot of Palpatine figures, and
Yeah.
most of them did not suck.
No. Like I said earlier on the last show, I'm certainly getting all of my Star Wars branded star cases back. So I got a ton of figures that are in these Star Wars star cases. A couple of the other figures that I'm not opening, I've got the George Lucas in the Stormtrooper disguise. I've got the George Lucas in the um, X-wing pilot. I've got an R2KT that's still on the card. Uh, uh, and then like doubles, I think are the only only ones specifically that I'm not going to open. Vintage Collection 128, the Range Trooper from
Oh,
Solo,
okay. Oh, sweet. All right.
which is actually a really nice figure. I had a hell of a time. I think this was like the third one that I got because this was when I realized that you could get um, Star Wars figures off of Amazon for a really decent price usually, but they do such a shitty job of packaging them that they always come damaged. And this was like the third one. I sent the other two back, and eventually,
Oh man, they were bad enough that they weren't even openers. You just sent them back.
well, I wanted them for the cart. I didn't want to open it. I wanted
That's
it for
true.
the detail on this is fantastic. Paint apps are awesome.
I like the design of those troopers.
I do too. This is definitely one of my favorite like troop builders. They made a second version of it that came in a well, came in a cup that came in a couple different multi packs. And that one's not articulated for shit, but this one has like ankle articulation and knee articulation. It's really nicely done. The other one's not much good for anything but Dio building.
Yeah.
All right. This is one from a set of well, it's not a set of it's from a wave of figures. Decided I'm gonna fucking open them. There is one that I am not going to open from this wave, and I'll explain that here in a second. Because
I'm curious.
it'll make you jealous. Uh,
No. Oh.
let's
Well,
see.
I'm less curious now.
Yeah, let's see. What year was this? 2012, maybe. Vintage collection number 90. Deleted scenes.
Aaron Kraken,
Yep.
head of Rebel Intelligence.
From so this is the Return of the Jedi deleted scenes wave, which came out
Fuck you.
out in 2012, I think. There is one figure from this series that I'm not from this wave because I bought the whole wave at one point in time that I'm not opening, and that is the General Calrissian because it's autographed.
Ah, well, that's a good reason not to open it. Also, fuck you for having that figure. I was never able to get those figures. I wanted him because if you ever read anything from the expanded universe, including some of the Timothy Zahn stuff where he used uh his son Pash Kraken. No, not Timothy Zahn. It was Mike Stackpole, his X-Wing novels.
Ah,
Um yeah, General Kraken was head of Rebel Alliance intelligence, and he's a fucking cool character. And they actually based him on one of the Endor troopers that was on. No, his outfit is similar to the Endor troopers, but he's actually stationed on the Millennium Falcon as the gunner with Lando and Nia Numba. Um, and yeah, they were almost completely deleted. You can see them in the back seat in one shot, but yeah, there was a whole wave of figures when the Blu-ray sets came out. I think
yes,
there was a bunch of deleted scene. I think they were all Return to the Jedi
they're
figures.
all Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the gun that he had in the deleted scene. So that makes sense.
I
Look at
don't
that
remember
head
the deleted
sculpt.
scene for this. The head sculpt's really nice. I don't remember the deleted scene with him in it. I know I've seen it, but I've only seen it like once.
Um. Oh man, that is a god. That's a good sculpt.
Yeah, no,
Um.
it's a fantastic figure. They really did a good job with this. I I was really on the fence about opening these, but I am
I mean,
never I'm never gonna sell these. And so who's gonna sell these? It's gonna be my wife when she dies, and it's gonna go all as one big lot, probably. So she's not gonna get the money out of them that they're valued at. So
are,
I'm
are you
open.
kidding me? I've already been tasked with when he dies. I have to go and help her go through it. So um um I so do you have all the or like are you opening that whole wave of figures? All right, so all of these figures are gonna be me saying, all right, well, fuck you for making me jealous over
I
again.
mean, these aren't even punched. I mean, the cards aren't even punched. I bought the wave from Big Bad Toy Store, I think. I bought it as a whole set. So the Mon Calamari pilot, vintage collection number
Yeah,
1.
he's the one I was really waiting for you to open. Yeah, because I think he was a B wing pilot. Um,
A-wing.
yeah, he was completely deleted from the movie.
I think it was an A-wing pilot.
Okay. Um, yeah, some of the cockpit shots in the movie and in the deleted scenes don't correspond very well to the ship that they're supposed to be flying in, but like the uniforms got mixed up a few times. But this is from the same movie where all of the Imperials have the commander rank badge, no matter what rank they actually were. So editing was kind of an issue in that movie. But that doesn't stop it from being my favorite Star Wars movie ever. I remember,
It's a pretty nice figure, actually. They did a really good job with the sculpt.
yeah, that's fucking cool. That was in an era where everything that they were putting out in the Star Wars line was great sculpts
Yeah,
and a lot of unique figures that didn't get repaints or reuses
I was just
elsewhere.
gonna say that. I was just gonna say
Um,
figures ever got repainted
no,
or reissued.
the vast majority of characters that were released then were truly one and done. Like they were done then, and we will never see most of them in toy form again. Um,
Vintage Collection 88 deleted scenes. Uh, Princess Leia Sandstorm outfit. So this is shortly after they escape from Jabba's palace. They get caught in a sandstorm on the way back to the Millennium Falcon. That's a deleted scene. Again, you can find it on YouTube. These on YouTube, but JD's right. I think obviously they're on the Blu-rays, uh, and you can probably find them on Disney Plus. Although I don't know where to look for those.
um, there are special features, and I want to say those probably are included, but YouTube is easier to find them.
Yeah.
But a little bit of trivia: the sandstorm was the very first scene shot for Return of the Jedi.
Ah, okay.
When it was under the code name of Blue Harvest, yeah,
Yeah.
they shot the sandstorm first, and it was terrible to shoot. The sound was terrible. They just ended up cutting it all together because basically the shoot was so rough that it was just unusable. And I think George Lucas found it to be a little bit unnecessary because one thing he did, he didn't direct Empire and he didn't direct Jedi, but he also didn't have a lot of control over Empire. So he wanted a little bit more control over what they did in Return of the Jedi, and he didn't like the sandstorm scene, which coincided with the fact that it was shit anyways. And I've seen the scene a few times. It really did not add anything.
Yeah.
Um, um, but yeah, that's where you see Luke, Lando, Han, Leia, and Chewie, and the droids. Everybody, all the humans are wrapped in, I don't know, rags or whatever, and the droids are just there getting sandblasted. But it's like a 2 minute long scene, and it doesn't really accomplish anything. But the actors found it hard to deliver dialogue uh, with the wind machines and the sand, and the camera equipment wasn't cooperating. There was a lot of crap that went into that. Um,
So yeah, it's been
and
just a slave Leia figure with two different soft goods and then a sculpted uh hood and then the her weapon there.
the sculpted hood is a that like that looks cool.
Yeah, it
Um,
really is. I wouldn't mind having a that would be one that I would have bought probably 4 or 5 of those for customs
and
for that
I
piece.
wonder what they go for now.
No
Um,
idea.
yeah, because they're very much of a. I would say the most of those deleted scene figures would be considered niche, at the very least. But now they're just sort of
I never
lost in the
I don't really look for stuff, go out of my way to look for stuff, but I have
Oh,
not seen.
neither do I. But sometimes I'll catch, somebody will post something on Facebook, like
Yeah.
in one of the groups, they'll post a picture of when
I don't
was
think
this
anybody
wave
can come
released
up
or
with that.
whatever. And I remember somebody last year, somebody posted just a photo, a group photo of all the delete, and they're like, when were these released and why are they so expensive? And all of the resounding comments were, limited release and only available that one time and never again. Um,
Uh, Vintage Collection 70 or 87, deleted scene, Luke Skywalker, lightsaber construction. So this is where he uh assembles his green bladed lightsaber.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Oh yeah, look at that head sculpt. Yeah, I remember thinking I
Nice.
really wanted that figure. Because of the many, many Jedi Luke figures that have been released over the years from Return of the Jedi, there's only been a couple of good ones. That's one of them. Um, yeah,
And
that was a
the other figure that
30-second long scene that
yeah,
that honestly, that's one of those where I think it's actually kind of stupid that it wasn't released,
I was gonna say it's
that it
actually
wasn't in the
it's probably
movie.
better scene, one of the better deleted scenes.
Yeah, definitely, because it would have been in the movie before you see the Death Star, before the Vader shuttle gets clearance to land. It would have opened the movie on Tatooine with him constructing the lightsaber right after the crawl, and then as soon as the blade comes up and you see the green, it would have it would have transitioned to where the movie actually opens up. Like I said, it was a 30-second long scene that it's one of the few scenes that I do wish was actually in the movie, but
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, it's not like the movie isn't flawless without it. So, okay, there's nitpicky flaws, but fuck, I love that movie. Yeah, about 15 years ago, Brian and I were talking on the phone, and he had Return of the Jedi on the television. And I want to say, I think I was on speakerphone, and we spent 15 or 20 minutes of that conversation just sitting there reciting the dialogue along with the movie and not actually talking to each other. And I don't remember what Emily said, but I know there was definitely some sarcasm from the kitchen, um, directed at how ridiculous it was. We were talking on the phone just to quote the movie to each other. And I'm
That
like,
sounds about right. I think this was before I went to Afghanistan. So I mean this was
it was. Yeah.
2007. So yeah,
Um,
nice Luke Skywalker figure. The soft goods cape is nice. We got a lightsaber, blade open, lightsaber, blade closed, and the really, really tiny like tool.
oh man, that's cool. Oh, that head sculpt on Luke is phenomenal.
It is a nice figure.
Um,
And then had a belt. They got that belt on there.
huh. That is so cool. Yeah, I one of the few scenes I kind of wish they'd left it in. It's fine without it, but it's one of those where I'm glad the scene exists
Yes.
because while I was too young to remember watching Jedi in the theater on its initial release, I can imagine that the audience excitement when he ignites his brand new lightsaber and the green blade pops out when R2 launches it at him when he's on the skiff. I can imagine the audience reaction was thunderous when they saw the green lightsaber. That had to have been awesome.
I don't remember people doing that. I saw it in the theater, but I don't know. All right, now
Um,
probably of the vintage collection. It's not the oldest thing that I've opened today, obviously, because some of those figures were from like 2007. But this is probably one of the oldest vintage collection figures I have. Vintage collection number 9,
Jesus Christ.
Boba Fett.
Oh fuck yeah.
I
Um,
have the one that they did with the spring-loaded missile launcher, the
oh, the
recall.
mail away. Yeah.
I'm not opening that one. I'm hanging on to that one.
That makes sense. That's one of those um it's not any more collectible than some of the ones you've opened, but it's it's one of those where
The packaging really kind of sells. You're not going to know what the figure is on its own, so you really kind of need the packaging to go with it to know that it's
um
supposed to be a an homage to the 1977 canceled figure.
and frankly, if you did open it, I
Or
feel like you're tempting fate on losing the missile anyways.
yeah. Well,
Um,
you'd be surprised because I was telling Emily this yesterday. So hang on, I gotta move my Jason Hayes figure. He fell off his blister fell off the card.
oh,
So this
quality control, quality control.
this goes with the wall display. So if there is an accessory that goes with a figure that doesn't fit with the display, it goes in this tub.
That makes sense.
So, but it's yeah, it's not real organized. Yeah, it's a nice Boba Fett figure. I mean,
Um,
definitely early in the vintage collection.
oh
It's
yeah, little bulbous joints and stuff. But you know
yeah,
what? You can't argue with how cool Boba Fett looked in Return of the Jedi for all of the 3 minutes he was there before, he got knocked into the Sarlacc pit and that distinctive scream of his.
yeah.
Not the best work by Ben Burt on the sound. I'm just saying, not the best work.
The Wilhelm scream. Vintage collection 54. Arc Trooper Commander.
Hey, don't open that. Just send it to me. Thanks.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, fuck you. Send it to me. That's Captain Fordo, and I didn't buy that figure at the time. And no, I take that back. I did buy it, and I had the animation accurate helmet on him, and I lost the standard helmet he had, and I was heartbroken. Captain Fordo, Alpha Arc 77, is one of my favorite clones, aside of Captain Rex and Waxer and Boyle. And he was notorious in the Clone Wars 2D animated micro series, and fuck, I love that figure. Um, no, really, send it to me, thanks.
And tells you how old this figure is. It still says expanded universe on the blister.
Nice.
Yeah, it still says expanded universe.
Oh shit! Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
Fordo was never seen outside of the micro. Oh yeah, I had that figure when I was living in the barracks at Fort Sill. I had that figure. I had that figure, and I had I think the Obi-Wan figure that was released in that line. Um, man, that was a long time ago. Fuck, we're old, dude.
yeah.
Um, no, really, send it to me, please.
I don't think so.
All right. I don't think I'm making any progress on this, so I'll stop.
So yeah, it's got the interchangeable Paldrons. That's just going to go in the accessory bucket so it doesn't get lost. And
Yeah,
then
good call.
removable helmet. I thought it was an interchangeable head, but it's a removable helmet.
No, yeah.
So you got both helmets there.
Do you have facial hair?
Yes, he
Looks
does.
like he's
Got
got
a
it.
soul patch.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
Yeah.
hairstyle too. The hairstyle is unique.
Um, he was actually the reason why in the Clone Wars 3D, the CGI series, they gave all the clones a lot of them individualized looks because what they did with Fordo, the way because he appeared first in the micro animated series, but he was a big character in the Dark Horse comics for a while,
Ah,
and they gave him a unique look there, and that's why they decided in the 3D series that a lot of the clones were going to have their own hairstyles and facial hair because it just made sense that these people, they're clones bred for war, but they would want to make themselves as distinct as possible, which is why a lot of them ended up with names and nicknames and call signs. Um, and Fordo set that trend in the expanded universe.
Star Wars Vintage Collection number 100, Star Killer, Vader's Apprentice.
Nice.
This is one that I'm pretty sure that I have open already somewhere, but I love this figure, so I'm opening it.
um, yeah, good stuff. Sam Witwer. I was just watching I was just watching an interview with him on YouTube the other day. Um, it was a after action report interview. Um, like after he was in the Clone Wars doing the voice of Maul, he said back his first role in Star Wars was he was the motion capture guy that they used for Starkiller, and in his audition, he was meditating as a Sith, but he was real herky jerky about it, and he wasn't relaxed. And the director behind the game said, "Why won't he relax? Why won't you just relax and meditate? In the Force." And Whitwer said, "Because he's a Sith, he would have never been taught proper meditation technique. So all he's doing is he's trying to bottle up his anger while he meditates and concentrates on his mission as a Sith." And I guess everybody behind the scenes, like, they gave him an applause, like, holy shit, we would have never thought about that. The guy
Seems
put a lot of thought into the character before he ever got the role. So that is the reason he got the role. And he has played countless Star Wars characters and background voices since. But yeah, it was all Starkiller that started it.
all right. So Star Killer figure, I put the Paldron on.
It's a
He's
little
got the
bulky, isn't it?
yeah. It doesn't go on real well. Uh, he's got an interchangeable waist belt. I'm not fucking with any of this right now. And then two gauntlets that clip on, and then two lightsabers open and two lightsabers closed. Comes with a lot of stuff. It's a decent figure. They
That's
would
cool.
probably consider this a deluxe figure now
Hmm.
with the amount of stuff that they package with them.
Hi, Alice.
Oh, hello. You come to help? All right, one of my favorites. Vintage collection number 43. I don't think we'll get anything older than the Boba Fett, but this one's pretty close. Vintage collection number 43, Commander Gree.
Ooh, fuck yeah.
I'm sure I have one open already. I'm sure there's one on the display, but fuck it. There's gonna be because I got a Commander Cody that I'm not gonna open because I've got like 3 Commander Codys.
Yeah, Cody's had a few releases over the years. When it comes to clone troopers, he's definitely one of the most popular ones.
Yeah, so I'm leaving that one on the card. I don't know what I'm gonna do with some of that stuff yet. Because my plan was to open as much of the Star Wars stuff as I could. This is a pretty decent figure.
After you open it, I will be curious if the helmet comes off, and if it does, what the head sculpt looks like. I'm hoping he's got the distinctive hairstyle that he had in the Clone War series, but I don't know.
uh, helmet does come off. Standard clone trooper head.
Oh, Bell.
Yeah,
Um,
this was pretty early on. I don't think this was before the Clone Wars series.
Clone Wars launched in 2008,
Mhm.
and um,
So it comes with
Commander Gree.
image intensifiers, and then yeah, it's a decent figure. It's
Yeah.
definitely one of the uniquely sculpted clone trooper.
Oh, does the pack come off on his back? Is that
No. Well,
okay?
it looks like it could, but it
It's separate, but it's a separate sculpt, but it doesn't
yeah.
come off. I was just curious. Yeah, because Gree and the rest of the 41st Elite, they didn't show up on the Clone Wars until late in season one. So yeah, that figure probably, if it doesn't predate his appearance there, it was probably a parallel release. But yeah, in the series, he takes his helmet off, and he's got a dual mohawk where he's got, it looks, his mohawk looks a lot like the Dilophosaur in Jurassic Park, the way it had the the double crest on its head. That is what Gree's mohawk looks like. It's shaved down the middle and it's got the two strip, and that's I think I read somewhere that he was supposed to look like he had a crest on his head. Um,
Vintage Collection 60, Revenge of the Sith, Clone Trooper 100, 501st, Vader's Fist,
oh sweet.
Clone Trooper.
Um, oh yeah, okay. Um, yeah, 501st. They're yeah, that's a popular clone unit. Um, I want to say I think there's been 800 501st figures released over the years. People loved them, including me. Um, I'm gonna guess it's a standard clone with the
Yeah, it's
blue
just
stripe.
yep, it's the standard Clone Trooper figure.
Does the helmet come off?
It does,
All
and it has
right.
the smaller head. There were
Oh, okay.
different
Yeah,
sizes of the Clone Trooper helmet or Clone Trooper head, and it has the smaller one. Commander Gree has the other one.
that makes sense though. Now that I think about it, because the helmets would have looked too bulbous if the heads were bigger. I understand why they made that compromise with the scale because it's not like it's obnoxiously small.
No,
It's not
but it
like the heads were undersized like the GI Joe comic packs in the same era
yeah,
where everybody had a head that was 50% smaller than it should have been. 50% may be a slight exaggeration, but some of those comic pack figures in the Joe line were hideous because the scaling of the head was terrible.
so yeah. There we go. 501st.
That's cool. Oh man, that's the era where they were still using those little rubber lassos on the accessories in the package.
Yeah, I'm cutting those as we go. Uh Mandalorian finished collection 211. This is one of the first deluxe figures. It's the Mandalorian and Grogu from oh gosh, I don't remember the name of the planet with the
Oh
fighters.
yeah. I can tell you it was chapter 10 of The Mandalorian, which is the second episode of season 2, where yeah, they go to that ice planet and they get attacked by all the ice spiders. And it was a pretty horrific episode. Great episode, but I mean horrific is in I'm not afraid of spiders, but I am creeped out by them. But those things legitimately creeped me. Ugh, look at that.
Yeah.
They were inspired by Ralph McQuarrie's art.
Yes, that's
Uh, his production his concept paintings for Dagobah uh before Empire was in production. He had these white
two
knobby they
ones with it too.
ew creepy. Um
All of them
oh
gonna get lost. Some bit.
um yeah, they called them knobby spiders in the production art, or it's what they were known as
So there's a like
in
a
the
egg thing.
oh yeah, so a little thing can hatch out and Grogu could eat it.
I
Um
think it doesn't look like it comes with an egg, but do they sit in the because it looks like it's something's meant to sit in there.
I was gonna say it looks like there's a divot in the top of it.
There is,
Um
but it doesn't look like there's anything with it.
No, it's probably just meant to look like the egg after it hatched, after the, because in that episode, Grogu reaches in and he pulls the thing out of the egg.
Maldo
And
Carice is the name of the planet.
what?
Maldo Carice is the name of the planet. It's
Oh, I was thinking the name of the planet was on the tip of my tongue and I couldn't remember, but no, turns out it wasn't. Um, yeah, they if you watch the behind the scenes documentary about Mandalorian season 2 on Disney Plus, they talk about wanting to create an ice planet and having to find a unique way to present it so it did not get mixed up with Hoth.
On.
Um, because they said if we make it just a standard, like people are going to think it's Hoth, and we don't want them to get that impression. We want them to see that it's got a different density for the ice and everything. I'm like, wow, that's really detailed. Oh, that's a cool figure. All
That
right.
it is. That's. I'm pretty sure it's the same sculpt as one of the other ones, but
Oh yeah, same shitty plastic cape and everything.
yeah, the paint apps are definitely a little different, so you can differentiate it.
Oh, does it have the like the snow, like the ice deco on it? Okay,
Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool.
I don't know that's gonna fit in there. Ooh, the legs on the spider. A couple of the legs are articulated.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's four of them that have ball joints in them. There's four of them that don't.
Man, that's well done. All
Yeah,
right. I wouldn't have guessed. I would have figured that it was just a static piece.
yeah.
All right. Good
That's what I
job,
figured it's
Hasbro.
not. So yeah,
Good
it's
job,
really nice.
Hasbro.
All right. Vintage Collection 168. Clone Commander Wolf.
Oh, sweet. Oh, fuck yeah.
He does have the facial scar and the bum eye in the
And
hip.
as he should. Um, um, so he's got the modified design for his helmet then. Um,
Yes.
yeah, because they distinctly used for his phase two armor, they gave him the Commander Neo uh style helmet instead of the standard clone helmet. Commander Neo was seen in Revenge of the Sith. They're the Bark Trooper troopers that they're the Bark Speeder troopers
Yeah.
that shoot Stassa Lee out of the air uh, for Order 66.
Here we go.
Kick ass. Does the antenna on the helmet move?
Yeah.
Sweet. I
Uh,
mean,
it,
it should. I just,
it does. Not very well. It's on there pretty good, so I'm not gonna fuck with it.
no, that's cool though. Yeah.
Because some of them are
Um.
really loose and they don't stay up, and then they're just gonna that's just gonna fall off. And
Oh yeah. Yeah. If it's still, yeah, if it's pretty well put in place, oh yeah, don't tempt karma.
yeah. All right. Vintage Collection 294, Ahsoka, HK 87, Assassin Droid.
All right. Yep.
Yeah, I haven't picked up the Ahsoka figure yet for this.
It's all right. They're gonna keep re-releasing that.
Yeah.
So no, yeah, and there's a couple variations, paint variations on that figure that they also have not released. So if you hold your breath waiting for them, probably won't have to hold it for that long. I'm shocked that they haven't already put them out. Um, when the shows give Hasbro the excuse to repaint everything, then you know that you get toys of it.
Yeah.
Um, um,
So you got the nice staff there. Kind of hard to see.
is the cape, is it fabric or plastic?
The fabric.
Oh, it's fabric. Okay.
Ooh, the arm joints are kind of sticky. I'm not gonna fuck around with it without heating it up on that left arm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's well, you always do recommend when you open the toys, heat the joints up before you try to move them.
Yeah.
So,
Otherwise, you're just gonna break that peg off in there.
um, yeah, I have one of those. I have that's happened to a couple of figures I bought over the years that uh, it's almost always ones that I bought as custom fodder because when it does happen, because sometimes even if you heat the joints up, it's still a little bit stuck, which is how you know that it went through the production line, but it wasn't even all the way cooled before it got some sort of error with it. And yeah, luckily I've only had that happen once on a figure that was not fodder. So and those HK, you're just setting them up anyway, so that's okay.
Vintage Collection 157, Rise of Skywalker, Zori Bliss. Uh, I just picked it up because I like female figures and
Well, she was cool.
yeah,
Yeah, she's another one where they didn't release a lot of figures from Rise of Skywalker in the vintage collection, but she got both a Black Series figure and a vintage collection figure. Um, but yeah, she's been expanded on a little bit in the off-screen materials and some of the novels. In the movie, she was played by Carrie Russell, who has been in a lot of J.J. Abrams projects. She's one of his regular players. So I'm not surprised she got a figure. We never see her without the helmet in the movie, but she does flip the visor up so we can at least see her eyes. I'm guessing that figure just has the static helmet though,
yeah,
because the Black Series figure does. But I'm hoping at some point they'll come back and make a different version where you can see the eyes. All right, yeah, that's not bad.
yeah. It's not horrible. I uh wouldn't
I
mind
like her color scheme. I
another one.
like the I like that burgundy purple color with the bronze armor. Yeah, she's a cool. She's she's one of the few characters in that movie that was introduced, and I don't really feel like she got short shrifted with um screen time. Um like I said, they've expanded on her in the books a bit, but
The
um
pixels are super tiny. Well, here's a this one was really hard to find. I ended up finding it at Walmart at one point in time. It was the only time I ever saw it, so I picked it up. Vintage Collection 69, Bastilla Sean.
oh sweet.
Yeah.
Um
From the Knights of the Old Republic video game. This has a three-part um like cutscene that's on YouTube, and they've stitched them all together. So it's like a 30-minute episode from Knights of the Old Republic, and it's one of my favorite things to watch on from Knights of the Old Republic is these uh cutscenes that they've stitched all together.
yeah, Knights of the Old Republic has a very dedicated fan following, and she's one of the favorite characters. Because I want to say, I think somewhere in the storyline, her and Darth Revan either were married before he went Sith or got married after he found redemption. I'm not really sure, but
Yeah, I don't
she's popular enough that she got a Black Series character release last year, which I couldn't get a hold of. I tried, but because I missed the vintage collection figure, because at the time I had it ordered
find.
and the order got canceled, and so I never had her in vintage collection, and then I missed the boat altogether on ordering her in the Black Series. So she's a cool character. I'm not well versed in the Knights of the Old Republic, and I'm not a huge fan of that era, but she's a really cool character that um I don't know if I'm a fan, but she's awesome, and it sucks now I've missed both figure releases.
Yeah, I remember this being super hard to find. That was the only time I ever saw it.
Yeah, she was. I had the whole. It was one of the rare times when I ordered a whole wave of figures, and whichever retailer I ordered it from, I think they couldn't get it, so it got canceled, or maybe it was a problem on my end. I don't know, but I missed that figure altogether. Um, yeah, the whole way my order, yeah, it went belly up, and so I never owned it. But yeah, she's cool.
Uh Vintage collection 125. Hang on a sec here. Let me open it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these star cases now. Vintage collection 125. Emphas Nest from Solo.
Oh, sweet! I didn't realize they made a vintage collection figure of her. I know she was in the Black Series because they included her
Last
swoop
card.
bike,
Oh wow,
but
the glue. So it's nice to see that Hasbro has the same problems I do, that they can't keep the blisters on the cards. Uh,
so
because I was telling JD that yeah, my uh Jason Hayes SEAL Team Custom, I was sitting here waiting for JD to pick up on Zoom, and I noticed that I've got all my movie and TV cards in front of me here, and I noticed that there isn't a figure on the SEAL Team card. I'm like, son of a bitch. And yeah, so it's nice to see that Hasbro has the same problem I do.
so all these years, if Emphas Nest had not been in that star case, she would have been off the bubble a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emphas Nest was released in the Black Series with her swoop bike, but I didn't even. I know she got a figure, 3 3/4 inch figure in that unarticulated, like the 5 POA line. I didn't
Yeah.
realize they put out a vintage collection version of her, so that's cool. She was a great character in that movie who had a shitload of potential for expansion, and I don't think they've done much with her since. I think they will. A lot of characters they circle back around on. So I'm sure Emphas Nest will show up again, but yeah, they set up a cool character in that movie with her because Aaron Kellyman played her in the movie, and she's done a bunch of stuff for Disney. She was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. She was in the Willow series that I did not watch before they pulled it off Disney Plus, um, and she was Emphas Nest, so she's memorable. Yeah, I like the Emphas Nest character in that movie, and her little band of
Open,
Cloud Riders.
went to
That
open fan blades and then closed, and they're supposed to peg into the wrists, but they don't very well. So
nice.
they're gonna get stuck in something so they don't get lost. And then her
Trying to think of if she used those fan blades in the movie or if they were just part of the costume. I do not remember those coming out. So
don't either.
this is news to me. Yeah, they that's cool. They made a functional version of it. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think she
no,
used them.
it's nice that they made it, but it doesn't work like it should. But that's fine. My only gripe about this is I wish they'd done a interchangeable head. So you had
Yeah.
head. I'm kind of surprised they didn't do that for as much details they put into this figure because it is super detailed. The
Fuck,
articulation is really nice.
it is an amazing sculpt.
It
And the
is.
paint
It's
apps are great. And
no,
she
it is really nice. And the
yeah,
like I said, the fan blades. So you get two sets of fan blades, the open and closed. So I'm kind of surprised that they didn't do a interchangeable head on that because they with as much effort as they put into that figure. But yeah, here we are.
I'm surprised too. I wonder if it's one of those things where they got costed out, where the the actress likeness would have made the figure more. I don't know. But
And for that. Vintage Collection 118. Everybody's seen this one a billion fucking times. First Order Stormtrooper. I have a bunch of these for some reason. I don't know why.
because you like stormtroopers,
I do. I'm not even gonna. Oh, blister came right off.
holy shit! So again, boy, good thing that was in the case for a few years because
Yeah.
I'm not a carded collector. I open most of what I buy, and it makes me glad because holy shit. I imagine the amount of grief carded collectors must feel when they get a quality control problem like that. I can understand why people go insane.
Yeah. Comes with the pistol, comes with the rifle. Everybody's seen this one a million fucking times. I don't need to show this one off. It's a nice sculpt. The articulation's fantastic, though. I mean that would be a fantastic custom base for a custom if you wanted to do some sort of cool stormtrooper custom. I think I've already opened one of these. I don't know. Opening this one too. Vintage Collection 195, Electro Staff Purge Trooper. I think I did open one of these on the other show, but I'm not 100%. I've lost track of.
I think you did because you gave me the idea on my custom with the electro prod,
Yeah.
how to make it
Oh, yeah.
convey as the electro staff. And I did end up using that. So,
And I know I have another one of these Vibro staffs because I gave it to my Phase 2 Purge Trooper yesterday that came in that Obi-Wan set.
anybody watching, if you're curious what I'm eating, I went to Taco Bell earlier and I got food and I came home and I fell asleep. And then well, the, I fell asleep in the chair. And when I woke up, I saw a text from Brian that said, "Hey, want a podcast?" I'm like, "Hey, yeah, let's do that." So, yeah, we really do not plan this shit ahead of time.
Oh.
So,
I think it is a little different because I don't remember the markings on the armor.
no, yeah, that's different. Yeah, yeah, it's oh, he's got the big Imperial cog on the shoulder too.
Yeah.
Um,
He's got a small one under the Peldron too.
yeah, that is definitely not the same Purge Trooper.
No,
So
it is.
that's cool. Um, yeah, I
It's the
picked up
same
Taco
sculpt
Bell
as
before, and
different
I'm
paint.
glad because
Same sculpt, but different paint apps, I think, on that
yeah,
one.
I like troopers that are individualized a little bit, and I wonder if that particular Purge Trooper is based on a specific one in the game. I don't know.
I wasn't going to pass this one up. Um, I have the original on the card still that I'm not opening um, because I absolutely love this figure. It's one of my favorite all-time figures, just in general for Star Wars Vintage Collection. Not this particular one, but the original one. Vintage Collection 101, Shea Vizsla.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, with the new head sculpt.
New
Yeah,
head sculpt. Yeah.
yeah. When you said you weren't going to miss that, yeah. If you had not bought that figure, that would have been one of those times where I would have said, Emily, take his temperature, make sure that he's actually Brian, because that would have been really weird if you had passed her up. Because yeah, she was
Red-headed
released
or a red-headed Mandalorian armored
exactly.
figure.
Yeah,
I mean,
the only way you would have passed her up is if you were unable to get her, because you definitely would not have otherwise.
no.
Um,
So it comes with the two flame effects. It's I think the sculpt is the same. I'll have to double check with my other figures, but they updated the head sculpt.
yeah.
Uh, well, helmet. I still like the other head sculpt better. I don't hate this one, but I like the other one better. And I've
um,
used that head sculpt on a number of customs.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you had a few of those figures, and yeah, I want to say I think you used them on customs. Yeah, she got a re-release with the new head sculpt because she was a popular character. I want to say I think she was in that same wave as Bastilla Shan for the expanded universe,
I think maybe.
and she got a re-release because she was one that people had trouble finding, and they went back and they did a new head sculpt. One, because they wanted to maintain the collectability of the first one, and that head sculpt is more accurate to the game
It
than the
is.
initial head sculpt.
Yeah, it's way more accurate, screen accurate.
Fuck, that's a cool looking figure. I
It is.
don't have that figure because I couldn't get a hold of that figure. But at the time they made it, that's when I'm not a completist, but I was getting into the Black Series a little bit, and it made me surprised that they didn't put out the Black Series version of her.
Yeah, I was
Um,
surprised to see that as well.
because Shea Vizsla, she's one of the ancestors of Pre Vizsla from the Clone Wars
Also,
and
that cutscene,
Paz Vizsla from the Mandalorian.
that three-part cutscene that I was talking about from the Knights of
Mhm.
the Old Republic video game, she's in that too. Where
Okay, all
where
right.
she infiltrates the Jedi temple and takes down the defenses. So then they
Um,
crash this shuttle in that's just loaded with Sith when they take over, when they trash the Jedi temple. It's a fucking amazing cutscene. It's just like gore and lightsaber battles and Sith kicking ass. It's really awesome.
I'm pretty sure I watched that years ago, but I feel the need to go and watch that again now. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the Knights of the Old Republic era, but fuck, that's cool. And I don't remember it. So I think I'm
Uh,
gonna have to go watch it again.
this is technically a double because I bought two of this figure. Uh, Emily has the other one. Vintage Collection 164, Cara Dune.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Emily
great.
absolutely loves that character, so I got her a Cara Dune figure. And I don't know if she's on her desk at work or if she's here at home. I know she was on her desk when she worked from home, but I don't know if she's taken her in to like with Desk Rat.
Um, yeah, I'm curious about that too. Yeah, Cara Dune, great character. I know Gina Carano got herself in trouble, but I kind of wish they had just. Although I think she pretty well defined that character,
She did.
but I kind of wish that they would recast because I thought the character was good, but whatever. These things happen. Characters go away, but
And it
yeah, she's a great
was a
character, and
bit
that's
like
a good figure.
it is. The sculpting's fantastic. She's got a little boot knife that's kind of sculpted in there on the other side that I didn't notice before. I haven't opened this figure. My wife opened hers, and then she's got the like really cool like blaster.
Her automatic, yeah, her machine gun blaster rifle thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, the one that it was jammed in the chapter 16 episode because when they were on the turbo lift up to the bridge of the light cruiser, yeah, it was jammed, and she kept hitting the the weapon on the floor, and she's like, "Dang, Ferric," which is one of the swear words they came up with for the Mandalorian, but that's been showing up in the expanded materials. Oh, kick ass! Look at that.
yeah, it's a nice figure.
Yeah, great sculpt, great actress. Looks like she's ready to scrap.
We may actually get through the stack here today. Uh, I think
Well,
you
you're being pretty efficient with it, so
think you sent. I think this is one that you sent me. Vintage Collection 211, Bad Batch, Elite Squad Trooper.
I did send that to you.
Yeah, so
I bought that set. It was a 4-figure set, and I bought it for 2 of the figures. And great figure. I just figured Brian would enjoy it a lot more than I would.
absolutely.
In the Bad Batch series, after the Empire takes over the Republic, they still have the clone troopers, but there's the first foray into using new recruits to the Empire as stormtroopers with Crosshair, the Bad Batch, former Bad Batch member. Crosshair is their leader. There's a squad of stormtroopers, and they all wear the uh, elite uniforms. It's like it's a, the design of the uniform is a bridge between the clone troopers and the initial Imperial stormtroopers, but they're all in stealth colors. And
Yeah, and that's a very good description of this figure because he's got a
yep,
clone trooper helmet, but it's the stormtrooper buck.
yep, that's oh man, yeah, that's cool.
I love
Yeah,
the colored.
I ordered that set, and I'm like, you know what? I could I'm like, I could keep, but I'm like, no, Brian will put it on display. And sure enough,
Yeah.
I mean, at the time I sent it to you, I just figured, it'd be part of your carded collection, but there's something really satisfying about seeing it open and going on the shelves.
Yep. And at some point in time, if I can figure out how to do like steady, like down like videos of the shelves, I'm gonna do a shot like that. I need I need real camera gear for that.
Uh, Maybe one of those GoPro cameras. I'm not really sure how they work, but it seems like something people would use a GoPro for.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've got a buddy at work that's got a GoPro. I can probably talk him into let me borrow it. Another one of the figures that I bought two of, and the other one is open, and I know it's upstairs right now because Emily, it's the other one was for Emily, my wife. Finished collection 222, Finnick Shand.
Kick ass.
Yeah, Emily has this as well. Obviously, she's a big fan of any strong female characters, and right now Emily's on a quest to find decent science fiction with like decent female lead characters, which
Well,
not as
they
easy.
made a little series of movies you may have heard of called Aliens. Start there. Um,
Not
and
just looking for books
okay. Um,
because you read some of the like the old classic science, like most of the old classic science fiction stuff, like Robert Heinlein and stuff like that. That is so misogynistic, it's scary.
Edgar Rice Burroughs, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, um, yeah, Fennec Shand. I remember when they announced that Ming Na Wen was going to appear on The Mandalorian, and they published her name at the time, Fennec Shand. She's an ancestor to one of the Kanji Club members that we see in The Force Awakens. She was killed in that first episode the only appearance on The Mandalorian in season one. She was killed, but they brought her back because it was like, well, we hired Ming Na Wen and then we killed her. That's pretty dumb. So,
And then
and they
it's
brought her back and fuck.
head for the helmet,
Oh, sweet.
and
Oh,
then
it's got the
and then a
uh oh, the spotchka
yeah,
jug.
and then
Yeah, because
or the smaller blaster rifle there.
kick
It
ass.
comes with
Or
a lot of stuff.
um yeah, because yeah, they brought Ming Na Wen in. They said, well, that was really dumb, so they brought her back to be
I like how
Boba
they did that
Fett's
though in the
other
series.
half. Oh, with the robot parts. Yeah,
Yeah,
good stuff.
I'm hoping they
Um,
expand on that in the next season.
uh, yeah, she's gonna keep showing up, which is good because again, Ming Na Wen, why wouldn't she? She got the last laugh on the Book of Boba Fett when she took out that room full of gangsters. Fuck, that was cool.
Yeah, 100%.
Um,
Um,
so
I already have a bunch of these from other releases, but they did single card it, so I had to get it. I'm opening it anyway. Finished collection 194, Shadow Stormtrooper. It's the exact same one that comes in the multi-pack, but I absolutely love Force Awakens. Absolutely love this paint scheme design for the Shadow Stormtrooper. So
um, is that the one with the translucent parts, or is it just the straight? Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Um, yeah, good stuff. Um,
uh, no, ooh, the centerpiece is translucent. All the rest of them are not. So that
huh.
makes the differentiation because I know the ones from the multi-pack had translucent limbs.
Yeah, huh. Wonder why it's just the midsection. Huh.
Cost
Um,
savings, I'll guarantee it. Well, the no, it just has really good paint apps. I mean, it's really hard to tell if it's translucent or if it's the paint apps. The paint apps on this thing are amazing.
oh, that's awesome.
Because
Yeah, I don't know what role they play in the game, but
tell, but
doesn't matter. They're fucking cool.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I can't. I honestly can't tell if it's translucent or they just did really awesome with the paint apps.
So what you need to do is get good pictures of it and drop them into the episode so we can get a better look at it.
So there's comes with the rifle. I don't think the other ones come with that particular rifle.
That's a badass looking rifle.
Yeah, it is.
Fucking man, that is fucking cool. Um,
That
yeah.
would a nice.
Ryan loves Imperial Troopers.
That would have
Ryan
been a
loves
fun
even
army.
more when they get stealthy repaints.
Yeah,
Hence his Death Trooper fascination.
absolutely.
Um, um,
We're down to the last three figures.
what? That's weird. Um,
I was wondering where this figure was. I'm like, I know I've got one because I was putting all the ones from the previous. So I got the second batch of shelves up yesterday, or the day before, and so I was moving, or no, I think yesterday. So I was moving figures over, and I was trying to get them kind of grouped. Vintage Collection 226. I'm like, I know I have a Bo-Katan Kryze. I just didn't
oh
know,
fuck yeah.
but here it is. I absolutely love how Katie Sackhoff is just like a huge Star Wars fan.
She is a big giant nerd.
She
Um, she she is she is a champion of Star Wars as a brand. She's a champion of the Mandalorians as a culture, as a people. She voiced Bo-Katan in the Clone Wars TV series, and way back when she first appeared, Dave Filoni said, "Well, you're doing the voice, but nothing that says that someday you might some of these characters could show up in live action if we're lucky." And then she did, and I remember because she appeared her first appearance in live action was chapter not no chapter 11, episode 3 of uh Mandalorian season 2 on the fishing trawler, and Bo-Katan shows up. She's got the distinctive owl design on the helmet, so she was instantly recognizable.
it's a nice figure.
That's a fucking great
Fantastically.
likeness of her.
Oh yeah, no, it's amazing.
Um, yeah, she showed up in the episode. She was instantly recognizable in the armor, and when she pulled the helmet off, and it was Katie Sackhoff herself, uh, I cheered. I'm like, holy shit, they fucking did it. They actually did it. And she embodies that character perfectly. And if you ever watch interviews with her, she is she is a firecracker. Um,
It's, but
um,
I've seen her at
and
conventions. I've never not met her, but I've seen her at conventions. All right, last two figures. This was another one of my Black Friday purchases. I think they're still super cheap on Amazon right now. It's the Mandalorian Dark Troopers, and it comes with the big like wall mount too. So I
um,
bought a couple of them because I absolutely love Dark Troopers. I have every version of the Dark Trooper figure that's been made.
oh, so you've even got the old fashioned one, the unarticulated one back when they weren't even Hasbro yet, they were still Kenner in the expanded universe line.
Ooh, I don't
Um,
quite have that one now that I think about it.
all right, yeah, there was an early release. They weren't even black at the
I
time.
have
They were
I have the Space Trooper one, the like this shitty unarticulated Space Trooper. So
because there was the blue guy. Yeah, I think they were dark troopers. That was they don't match. They match the comic book they were appeared in, but they
yeah,
don't match the video game that the Dark Troopers originated from. But they, I was completely unsurprised when they showed up in the Mandalorian because I'm like, oh, Dave Filoni loves that stuff. John Favreau loves that stuff. So,
I love
um,
that.
I I remember when they showed up, and I'm like, oh, Ryan's gonna be excited.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I fucking
um,
love Dark Troopers. I have 30th anniversary build a figure, Dark Trooper.
I forgot there was a build a figure of that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I want to say I think you
With
bought most of those
interchangeable
figures
hands.
because they included Dark Trooper parts.
Uh,
Um,
then the pistol rifle thing, which is pegs into the leg too.
I'm not a big fan of Dark Troopers, but
Oh, I absolutely love them.
I
I
I
can
like
put the thing together right now.
I
But
really enjoy when they bring concepts out of the off-screen stuff into the on-screen stuff. So I'm a champion for that. But it was ultra satisfying me watching Luke go down that, hooded Jedi Luke and his he's taking down the dark troopers left and right, cutting them down with the lightsaber. I'm like, oh fuck yeah. Um yeah, when Luke got his own hallway scene like Vader got in Rogue One, I'm like, aha, like father,
yeah,
like son. That's cool.
yeah, no, I was like total fanboy for that particular episode
Um,
because you're like, how the hell are they going to get out of this? And you see this X-wing fly by. I'm like, no,
no
no.
way.
And then
I
the changes. I'm like, no, fucking awesome.
yeah, I remember when the X-wing showed up, and I want to say, yeah, I want to say it was, I think it was Cara Dune. She's like, one X-wing. What's that gonna do? Oh, the only X-wing they needed to send. Um,
Yep.
um, walking down the hallways, cutting everybody through, cuts his way onto the bridge. R2 shows up. I watched YouTube reactions to that episode, and everybody lost their fucking minds.
Oh,
Um,
that
um,
comes with interchangeable hands, so it's got the fists to like punch through the doors.
oh yeah. Um,
I'm not a big fan of interchangeable hands just because they get lost. And I
yeah, they do. Brian and I, we're in agreement on that. He got the classified mutt figure too, and we both agreed. I'm not using the extra hands. I like that they're there for the people to build like dioramas and stuff and like to do action shots, but I hate changing the
you
hands
know,
out. It drives me
I
crazy.
noticed this before. It has light piping in the head.
What?
Yeah.
That is awesome. Oh shit. So you can get the glowy eye effect. That's cool. Oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Light piping. Boy, there's a feature you don't see on toys very often
Boy, no
anymore.
kidding. I don't know if I noticed that. This is the third one I've opened, and it's like, huh, I don't know that I noticed that it had light piping on the first one that I opened.
That's cool. Not now you can I can go back and look at the other ones and be like, oh, surprise. Bonus features with the toys.
And I think that's it for the Star Wars stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I said, some of the stuff that I'm not opening, I've got another Darth Malik that's I'm not opening another one because I already have one on display. There's not really a point in opening that. Um, I've got some 30th anniversary stuff that have got that's just like so much stuff of that they're already open that there's not a point in opening that. Um, the McQuarrie figures, I've got a full set of those. And then I've got uh celebration figure. Obviously, I'm not gonna open that because it's
Uh
otherwise it's just a Darth Vader figure. You don't know that it's some of that stuff's really dependent on the packaging to
well,
know.
yeah, you gotta it they did it for the display, but that packaging is what differentiates it. So
Yeah.
um
I've got doubles of you know what? Let's open one. I'm gonna open one. This is a stupid expensive figure, but I've got two of them on the card. So
oh fuck it. Might as well.
I think they re-released these recently, so they're not you can get them and they're not as just like stupid, insanely expensive as they used to be. but I mean, this used to be $100, $150 figure. Just
I'm
because
curious what it is.
it didn't get a wide release. Vintage Collection 113, uh, the Old Republic Trooper.
Okay. Yeah.
I bought a bunch of these when they came out, so I've got like two open already and then two on the card. Keeping one on the card, but fuck it, let's open it.
Um,
This is a super awesome figure. I absolutely love this figure. Also, they appear in that like 3 episode cutscene that I mentioned earlier from the Knights of the Old Republic video game.
you're gonna have to put the link to that in the show notes so people can go and see it if they don't know what it is, so they can go find it. And people who have watched it, well, maybe they just want to watch it again. I'm gonna have to go find it because now I'm curious.
I just dropped his knife. There it is.
Oh fuck!
Oh, and there's a piece from the Dark Trooper that got dropped too. Some bitch. Glad I saw that.
You know, you're glad they include all that stuff, but easily lost pieces are the bane of every toy opener's existence.
Some bitch just jumped out of the packaging. So he's got the big old like.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it's a gun.
now,
It's
yeah, that's you're just if 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 the clone troopers in the Clone Wars had those guns, they would have just been punching through columns of battle trooper or battle droids.
so the
Um,
knife has a sheath on the right side,
oh, good, you don't have to worry about losing it again then.
right? That's pegged in, so it's articulated, so it doesn't interfere with the bandolier, which is kind of interesting. I don't remember. I haven't looked at this figure in a long time.
That's cool.
The
See, if it,
articulation on this is amazing, especially for except for the T crotch. It does still have the T crotch, but that is like the only detractor for this figure. These were super hard to find. I got lucky getting as many as I did. And yeah, eventually these were going for like 100 $150 a piece. I don't think they are now, and I think I saw that they either got re-released or were gonna get re-released recently with
um,
the Shea Vizsla and the Star Killer, because they did a Star Killer re-release too, and I don't think I have that one.
God
And
damn, look at that thing. Um, yeah, well, those were designed in that game for punching through Sith troopers.
yes,
Um,
I'm surprised they never made a figure of.
I'm actually really surprised about that too. As a matter of fact, there's so many cool designs from those games. I'm actually surprised that like there's a smuggler character, there's a couple of other Jedi that I'm really surprised a lot of those characters didn't get figures.
No,
Not that they won't someday, but
you know who did make a Sith Trooper, a really nice Sith Trooper custom, is our buddy Dayton Allen from Sith Fire 30. He made a real. I'm not gonna fuck with this right now, but yeah, it's a fantastic figure. It's one of my all time favorite troop builder figures.
that's fucking cool. I love the design of it. My only issue with those guys is if this game is set 2,500 years before the Clone Wars, why are they wearing plastoid armor just like the clone troopers did? It's I feel like it's anachronistic to the time period, not because they didn't have armored troopers at that point in the continuity, because they absolutely did. I just thought they looked too much like alternate designs for Clone Wars characters,
Yeah,
and I just felt like they shouldn't be white plastoid, and I thought they should look a little more.
individual or unique to the time frame, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I don't.
I
I
could
like again. The I love the design. I think they look amazing. But when I put the timeline on it, I'm just like, then I feel like, well, then they didn't go far enough with the designs in the Clone Wars, which they wouldn't have because, that was George's thing. But I just feel like if they, maybe if they'd been like gunmetal gray or something, I
Ooh,
think they
yeah.
would have been more fitting. And I'm kind of shocked that they never did a bunch of variations on those guys. But
Yeah. I don't know if there were variations in the video games at all because
yeah, there may have been. I
game
don't
I
know.
don't play. I just love that cutscene trailer that I keep mentioning. That yeah, I'll have to look for when I do the show notes. Um, that's it. I think that's all the Star Wars stuff that's going to get opened. The other stuff that I have, like I mentioned, is either doubles or autographed. So there's
How? Oh, wait. Yeah. Do me a favor when you put this. Show us a photo of the Lando figure with the autograph because I have Billy D. Williams autograph. I got it in one of the expanded
hang on,
universe
I'll go
source
get it.
books that I had from the 90s. I just want to see it on the figure.
Oh,
Because
the other ones that I got, I'm not sure if I have this one open yet or not. Phantom Menace Mall. I was gonna see if I have it up already. Vintage Collection 86. If I do, I'm not opening it just because I don't need another mall figure. Uh, and Nominor. I know I've already got one of those open too.
okay.
The use
Um
dog.
use
Uh,
on yeah, use on long. Um
I know I've got one open and on the shelf already, so I don't think I'm gonna open that one. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it either.
Anybody who's listened to the show for any length of time knows that Lando Calrissian is my favorite Star Wars figure, or he's my favorite Star Wars character. Back in 2018, I went to a local convention here. I'm not really an autograph guy, but I went and stood in line to meet Billy D. Williams so I could get his autograph. And I didn't realize Brian had his autograph too. That's awesome. Um,
Yeah, my cousin went to, gosh, I don't remember where she went, where they were like somewhere like Disney, Florida. I think they had a bunch of they had like everybody there. Well, not everybody, but they had a lot of people there, and I
right.
figure with her to get it autographed. Uh, but yeah, there it is.
Oh, fuck yes. Oh, so you didn't meet Billy D. She got an autograph for
Yeah,
you.
my cousin got
Okay.
it autographed for me. So
Yeah, because I was telling the audience back in 2018 when I went to that convention and waited an hour and a half in line to meet Billy D. Um, I got his autograph on a page of one of the expanded universe books that I had from the 90s
remember that.
with his photo on it. But I'm not the autograph seeker, but when it's Billy D signing as Latin, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I have to.
Yeah, I've got
But
a few autographs.
that is cool.
I've got a few autographs that I didn't get myself that like family members got for me.
Um,
Emily got my Carl Weathers figure autographed for me because I was out of the country. She got my um, John Barenthal autograph Punisher autograph for me because I was out of the country.
and then you didn't get a chance to meet him because he canceled last year on that show. Um,
Hoping he's going to be here this year, but we'll wait and see. They haven't started doing announcements for Denver Comic Con yet. They've started doing them for Springs Comic Con, but it's just been voice actors so far. But
but how's it feel to have all those figures open now?
it's crazy, man. I mean, this is what we opened today.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, those are
Um,
they're all full.
and to think this is the third part in a series of episodes.
Yeah, and this is just
Man,
Star Wars stuff.
um, do you have unopened Iron Man stuff that you haven't
Not
or
anything, not anything that's there might be some stuff that gets open, but most of the stuff that's most of
so
the
you
stuff
don't have like a stack of Iron Man stuff that you're gonna open. So okay.
no.
Um,
Anything that's probably still in a box is gonna stay in a box.
yeah, there's a reason it hasn't been opened yet.
The
Um,
one thing that I'm thinking about opening, my mom got me the Obadiah Stane Ironmonger 2-pack for Christmas or birthday one year. Um, and I'm contemplating opening that one. Marvel Legends set.
is it Iron Man and Ironmonger. Is that the one where the the dome pops up and you can see
Uh,
Oh no, or is it? Oh, it's the Obadiah Stane. It's just Jeff Bridges
yes.
and Tony Stark.
No, it's the Obadiah Stane with an Ironmonger.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Here,
I don't remember that set. All right, so
it was hard to.
um, I don't know how the Marvel Legends collectors keep up with all this. There are so many releases for that. I don't even know how they keep up with it. Um, Makes me glad I only pick and choose that line because there's a lot of toys that come out in that line. Oh, all right. Okay. Oh, it's one of those first 10-year box set, the
Yeah,
Infinity Saga. Okay. Oh shit. I don't remember seeing pictures of that either. That's cool.
yeah, no, it's
Um,
you know, if I really, really, really wanted to open something rare, and I'm probably not, at least not right now.
what? Oh
Yeah,
yeah. You that was okay, hang on. That was supposed to be a Target exclusive that wasn't released here, but they were released in Europe and Marcus got it for you, right?
it's not Marcus, son. I got another buddy that got it for me though.
But somebody over there got it because it says Target exclusive on the front, but Target never actually stocked them in the
I
US,
paid
right?
$80 for it.
Wow.
I've seen him go for $500.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Um, man, talk about an in-demand toy. Jeez. Um,
The you can still get the for some reason the Jim Rhodes War Machine, they ended up on eBay real cheap for um from China. But the Black Widow and the Tony Stark, you can't get those anywhere else.
um, I think I think the Rhodes figure was supposed to get an additional release, like a separate, like an individual thing. And I don't think it got released either. I think that's why they were so because I have one of those. I bought one on eBay because, well, War Machine. Um, but I think he was supposed to be in that set and an individual release. But for whatever reason, I remember being surprised that Black Widow wasn't getting an individual release because,
Yeah,
people are fans. So kind of shocked by that. But
yeah, that's a super hard set to get. Yeah, I've seen him go for 300, 400, $500.
basically, it was your buddy was over there and it was the right time to get it. Otherwise, like, you probably never would have had it.
Yeah, they didn't get a general release. They got a release like essentially a Ross TJ Maxx kind of release. So like they're not, I won't say like dollar store, but like they're kind of the equivalent of TJ Maxx and Ross release, which,
So,
if you remember a lot of the Rise of Cobra, the late Rise of Cobra stuff that didn't get general retail release ended up there.
yeah, because all that stuff, it was released at the end of the it was supposed to be released at the end of the Rise of Cobra, but they were transitioning into the Pursuit of Cobra, and Hasbro is notorious for having last wave syndrome, where the last wave of figures or the last wave of vehicles won't get a wide release because the stores,
Are so
the
close.
buyers of the retailers have already started buying the newer stuff, so it tends to fall by the wayside and end up at like the outlet type stores.
Outlet, that's a good word for that. I couldn't think of the right word, but yeah,
Yeah, I think there may be a more appropriate word, um, but
so
yeah,
that's it.
so
That's all of the Star Wars stuff that I'm planning on opening. I do still have some like really cool stuff that I'm not going to open just because like I said, I bought two of. One is the Clone Wars ATTE. I still have one of those boxed.
well, there you go.
And a Battle Rancor from
Oh, from Force Unleashed.
yeah. So I have one of those open as well, so I'm not opening that second one.
Um, yeah, that was definitely made in an era when Hasbro was going all out with releasing all kinds of cool stuff that will never be re-released or we'll never see anything on the scale of it again, but it was fun while it lasted.
The only other thing that I was kind of thinking about opening, but I'd probably just gonna leave alone, was the Jedi Librarian. I think that was a San Diego Comic Con exclusive. Izzy, when she was a puppy, got the corner of the box. So
uh oh, that's right. Madame Jocasta knew she did get a figure. I forgot.
yeah,
Yeah, I want to say I think you're right. I think she was a Comic Con exclusive because I remember the nerds complaining that it was going to be hard to get when
yeah,
the other nerds that weren't mad about it were like, she's the Jedi librarian. She wasn't good. She's a niche figure. She's not going to get a wide release. But what is the internet for if not bitching about her hobbies? So
right. Yeah, hard to argue. So that's it. I mean, holy shit, that's all the Star Wars stuff that's gonna get open. These are all gonna go up on the shelves here pretty soon. Um, as
and
always,
then you can take pictures and have everybody drool at the amount of toys you've got that they don't have. So,
exactly. So, as always, please do that fun social media stuff. Like, share, subscribe, comment below, and stay tuned for the next episode of General Geekery.
yep, thanks for listening, everybody.